Welcome to the Most Definitely Music Show, hosted by your boy Kai Gilkey from the west side of Atlanta, but coming from the wonderful paradise of Tampa, Florida. And I wanted to let you all know that this show coming up is going to be one that you won't forget. And this show was created because of the love for conversation and debates when it comes to music. And those are endless. Off the Wall or Thriller? Biggie or Tupac? Who is the best of a generation? Who influenced who? We don't have the right answers or even the wrong ones. It's just about the conversation. This is most definitely a music show. Welcome back. Everyone is so good to be here. It is a brand new episode of the Most Definitely Music Show. And this is your host, KG, coming live from the beautiful city of Atlanta. And this is going to be an amazing show because in here for today's episode, we've got an all-star cast that's come to enjoy and talk about some great things in music and culture. So I've decided to make this a big family and friends show. So in here, we've got successful people. We have people who have moved their lives in great ways, have done a lot of important things, especially for the city of Atlanta, in my opinion. They definitely got to get their just due. To introduce this wonderful cast of characters, I want to go around the room and I want to introduce everybody first. What?
Character. You said Disney. This is a fucking video game.
So I want to introduce.
Make believe.
So I want to introduce everyone. So I want people to go around the room and be able to introduce themselves. So we're going to start off with.
To be first.
I think say it's a bunch of niggas.
So first we're gonna start off with the top brass right over here, the man himself. Go on, man. You've been on here before.
Hey, Dad, I should have shut the fuck up. I should have did. You see everybody else just be quiet. What do I say? Oh, hi.
Who you is, nigga?
Yeah.
This is Jeremy, longtime friend. Probably second time being on the podcast. Hell, you're not 12. Hell, we 20-something years in.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah. We met each other when we were in 6th grade. Yeah.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
So we 20-something years in this, going all the way back from printing off lyrics off of Google and being the only niggas in the cafeteria beating on the table.
Yep.
To a podcast.
Exactly.
This is the big upgrade. Do I have social media? Of course I do, but I don't fuck with y'all. So leave me alone.
So, and then next we have another one of my good friends here too.
Yo, what's going on, man? This Big Ben straight from the west side of Atlanta, man. How y'all doing? Yes, sir. You already know. Yeah, man, it's been about 20 years for us. Met you in 7th grade, so yeah, it's been about 20 years for us too, man. Follow me on Instagram, King_Savage IV, like King Savage the Fourth. Don't ask me why. That's just what I've been rocking with for years.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all follow, nigga.
And then we have some queens that are in here as well. We have two beautiful queens that have come to the show. So go on and introduce yourself. The first queen herself, all the way from Beham.
All the way. Yeah, I'm Maya from Birmingham. Since 2009 we've been friends.
10.
That was
Somebody get it right.
Yeah, 2009, 10, somewhere in there. Anyway, we met at TSU. And
Tennessee State, everyone.
Yeah, a real
Texas
TSU,
State.
right?
A real TSU.
Not Tennessee State Prison.
Tennessee State University. Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee State Prison.
Right.
Tell these people they don't know this shit.
Oh my god.
Podcast.
But yeah, so everybody. I mean, I don't know if you want people to follow you or anything like that on your social.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on Twitter. Bite Size Maya on Twitter.
All right.
Yeah.
And then next to her, we have another wonderful queen as well. Go on and introduce yourself to the crowd.
Shiny.
We got
You
It's like
okay, yeah.
it's
No,
nice.
10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Why run on Jeremy? So,
If y'all don't know, this is Jeremy's wife as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got the other half, y'all. So if y'all care about that,
Friend wife. Big W on that.
Yeah, thank you.
And then and then last but definitely not least at all, we got the one who's been with me all my life, who actually comes from the blood himself.
All right,
For
well,
the
then-
first time, I finally got the man on this show, my big young brother,
You did.
Jahi,
Yes,
the
man.
Jag. Jahi is here, y'all.
Yes,
Young
man.
Gilk.
Young Gilk in the flesh. You did what I'm saying. Jahi Gilky, aka Young Gilk, aka Get Gilky, aka Gilk took your girl. You know what I'm saying? But I gave her back. You know what I'm saying?
you get the leftovers.
To like, you know what I'm saying? Give her the wisdom and knowledge to go back to you and make you a better man. I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's
Damn.
some level.
Some generous shit. I don't know. Some stingy.
Same. It's your boy Young Gilk, videographer, director, activist, alchemist.
Get
You
him.
know what I'm saying? I put shit together
Get him.
and I make niggas feel love so we can ascend to a higher level here on this being of life. You know what I'm saying? So
Get him.
you did. I'm in this bitch. Gonna talk my shit. And it is what it is. I'm in here fucking this piece of it, man.
Hey, yo, and also, whenever I get big enough for this show, I definitely want to give a big shout out to Slim and Huskies. They make some great pizza. They're TSU grads who create an amazing business.
So hey, we need coupons in this bitch, bro.
Yeah, y'all gonna send that sponsorship over this way. Man.
Exactly.
Hey,
Can we get Black History Month discount? Black podcast.
TSU is
Give 3 niggas here looking at my pizza.
Right. Huskies box in here, and we.
One little skinny nigga eating.
I'm telling you,
I'm getting nervous because these niggas like they finna eat me.
Slim and Husky, I swear I will do if you I will if you do a sponsorship, I swear I will record it myself and everything. I'll do a professional commercial for you. I'll lend my services.
Hey, give me. Give me some cinnamon buns and Oreos on them. This shit is lit.
What?
Right.
They married?
But nonetheless,
I'll just name a pizza after this guy here. Well, that's gonna be weird because they ain't got no cheese on it.
yeah, I don't eat pizza with cheese.
So we're gonna call it the Veggie Tales.
pizza with sauce and toppings.
Yeah.
Bread.
Yeah. See, I've been told this all my life.
Yeah.
But it's nothing new. But again, shout out to Slim and Huskies. They have a great business. They have 2 locations here in Atlanta, and they're expanding in Nashville, Memphis. If I'm correct, they're in Sacramento now too. Sacramento, and I think they're building one in Birmingham. Correct?
Yeah.
You're right.
They started in Birmingham already. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Big moves, man. Big moves.
very big moves. I mean, what they probably been around for maybe 6 years, 7
Yeah,
years.
it hadn't been 10 yet.
It ain't been 10.
Mm-mm.
It ain't been 10.
I think
So,
they just started
hey,
like
this
17.
Yeah.
This podcast is literally what Slim and Huskies is. Slim niggas is some Husky people. So we embody y'all mission. If y'all don't think so,
It's all in the line.
it's all.
It's all in the line.
But we want, but thank y'all, Slim and Huskies. Thank you. So we give a big shout out to y'all. We just had some really good food. So really good stuff y'all got. Really good. Keep it going. Keep it moving for the culture. But as y'all know, this podcast is here about music and culture. We're here to talk about things that everybody mainly loves. Everybody loves hip hop. Everybody loves R&B. People love television. All this different stuff. It's become a pop culture phenomenon at this point. So it's been a while since we started talking about things, and since the last time I did a show, there's been a lot of big music that has come out. lots of big music. So we've had A-list artists come back, or even A-list artists make another album. We've had Drake release his second album, Honestly Nevermind.
That's some bullshit.
we've had Beyonce release her first album since her first solo album since Lemonade. Um, don't let the Beehive get
I
on
ain't
you,
give a
man.
damn. Come with it. Y'all ain't gonna find me. I can't wait.
And we've also had Jack Harlow, one of the young rappers around,
Double boo.
be able to. Nah, man.
I can.
Jack has released his album as well, and then one of my personal favorites, of course, Kendrick Lamar brought his first album since Damn, which has been 5 years. So, but even in between that, even artists like Future release music as well. And I will admit, I've been looking at the charts. I keep track with it, man. Bad Bunny has been tearing up.
I can't understand shit he's saying. How the fuck am I gonna listen to the music?
But I'm telling you, man, Bad Bunny, he's been selling like over hundreds of thousands of units almost every week. It's insane to see.
Nigga said he was on Raw one night. I said, hold on, is he a new fucking character? He's skinny ass nigga up here trying to wrestle niggas. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
But I mean, and shout out to Bad Bunny, because as a wrestling fan, what he did last year is so amazing to see him actually take it seriously and then go with WrestleMania. And I was there when he did it in Tampa, and for him to perform the way he did was amazing. He was an amazing performer, so I give him big kudos. So shout out to Bad Bunny, and also his success on the charts for being a Latin artist who's selling hundreds of thousands of units each week and being number one. But
he brainwashing niggas. I don't give a damn.
but you gotta think about it. Spanish music, Latin music, especially reggaeton, is becoming a humongously consumed genre. It's becoming huge. So, should we go into a lot? You go in a lot of these clubs and these spaces and everything. Now you're hearing all the different Spanish music that gets played, and everybody be dancing, they be jumping, they be loving that shit.
I don't know what the hell going on, but
Or decent trying to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Okay, word.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go rapping in Spanish.
That's some fire shit.
Oh yeah.
But
The game over there.
But see, that's Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's the same way. I mean, a lot of these reggaeton artists rapping in Spanish, but you ever to hear somebody like D Smoke be able to do it?
Nigga from like Inglewood.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I think as someone once said, look at LA. LA is literally right next to Mexico, and that's where you get that big influx of Spanish culture that goes around into it. So I mean,
speak that shit.
Yeah.
Shit. He's on the
He
level.
rapping and rhyming in Spanish, and like rhyming, what it means in English is
Right.
rhyming.
Exactly.
That's it. Crazy.
Exactly. But just to go down some of these big time artists that have come out. First I want to talk about, because I want to get it out the way. Jack Harlow. So Jack Harlow came out with his second studio album. The Kids Miss You, Come Home. And the album has been a success. It's already gone gold. Oh yeah, definitely.
Gold plated. Shit ain't gold.
It's been certified gold by the RIAA. And there's been a lot of stuff when it comes to Jack. So First Class has become a number one hit single on the Billboard charts. It's become a song of the summer, one of the songs of the summer. But there's been a lot of mixed reactions to it. Like, there's people who really like the album, to the album, or just period. Like, there's people who like the album. Like, I like it. I know Maya, we talked about it. You like it as well. Yeah, but then there's the people who don't like Jack and didn't like it. They felt like it was too basic. It was too simple.
Just don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't listen to shit that he says. The brother, I don't say brother. Oh shit, I'm gonna kill myself. That's just me being me. But he got a damn meal at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Go down Car Parkway, and the whole building has his face on it.
But
you talking about the baked chicken?
You say what?
Oh,
He's from Kentucky.
Yeah, he's from Kentucky. Exactly.
I mean, I understand for marketing, but still,
You're not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it.
White boy Reaper selling white boy chicken.
Chicken, right?
Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, Jack.
Exactly.
Nobody knows. Undercover brother. Nobody know about those 16 spices and herbs.
Church is my boy.
Exactly.
Fried chicken. But that's the Colonel's fried chicken, my boy.
I mean, but I have to admit, but I think a lot of people have really have really been shocked, and they are, I can say basically disappointed and mad from his success because people look at him as, like you said, the white rapper. And it's not like he's a bad white rapper. He's actually pretty good, but I think it's been more because of the fact that he's successful and he's the,
So quickly.
so quickly. They look at him like, oh, he's an industry plant. He is, the industry is just riding on him because, again, he's that one white rapper that everybody is getting behind. So they're pushing him to the moon.
Exactly.
Um,
Like if you think about underground artists, people that you've seen come up, people that struggle. Like now you got the Earth Gang, you got the JID,
Right.
you got the Big Crits.
Real talented artist.
Yeah, talent that was unsung for so long, and now you ride with them to the top, and they deserve it. Look at this kid because old boy got his mixtape to a DJ.
Yeah.
It did, but
he signed the Generation Now, which is his label. Yeah.
That was his plug, though.
What were you saying though?
I was saying I think him being signed to DJ Drama makes a big difference. That's why it seems like he was successful overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But people like Earth Gang, I'm a big Earth Gang fan too, but they didn't have somebody like a DJ Drama. They had to get it out the mud. So I think that's where you see the difference.
Yeah, and of course being signed to Dreamville. I mean, me, and Johnny always talk about.
Started on Dreamville.
We talk about that. I mean, but shout out to Earth Gang. We went to
Shout out Maze High.
Yeah, shout out Maze High. Went to school with them and everything. So yeah, shout out to the boys Earth Gang. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Doug High School. I'm sorry. Sorry ass.
Northwest.
Where's Douglas High School?
Hold on, I'm start breaking shit here. But
I mean,
y'all just got renovated. Don't start this shit. I'm the only one in here.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all was so bad, y'all had to get renovated first. Shit.
Man, shit. We built the damn hood. What the fuck you think this
I
is?
just want to go on the record saying I love all Atlanta public high schools. We are all one. We are all APS.
Such a commercial ad.
He's like, nah, nigga, ain't gonna come up to me on my shit, my family.
Nah,
but it's but going back to it, but yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, because listening to Jack's album, like First Class, I really liked it as the first single, coming out sampling Fergie's what am I thinking of? Glamorous, yeah.
Oh, that's his song that I can put you in it. I hate that song.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's the point. It's catchy and it's really good for him to take that. Yeah.
I feel like it's a cheat code. Like,
Thank you.
But I just feel like it was cheat code.
Right.
That sample just like it's
How much did it cost him for that sample?
That's true.
He didn't pay for that shit. That's a company saying that he taking on it.
But see, just because you sample a song doesn't always mean the song is going to be pretty good. If you sample it right, it'll make it work. Like, what were we listening to on the Games album, on his new album? And I'm trying to remember the track that he sampled, but it was a really good sample. And I'm trying to remember who.
But at the same time, the Game could sit there and buy a really good sample because he can get over the hills and things that people
Chrome Slugs and Harmony.
Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, that was a great sample. And I like what he did and I like what Jack did with Glamorous. It was a really good sample, and
who owns that master still?
I don't know. It probably might be.
That's how deep you gotta get into that shit.
Maybe Will.i.am, but but nonetheless, but just to see like what he did do. Even like Dua Lipa, which has been like I look at different videos, and Dua Lipa is really good. It's actually pretty good. But him, the side piece. He's actually. And also for the fact that he's got big features on.
Side piece. He sampled. No, it was a Little Secret. He sampled
Tweet on Little Secret. Yeah. Little Secret is a good song too.
Yeah.
I Got a Shot is good. Churchill Downs is becoming another hit.
I love Churchill Downs.
The video is dope too.
Yeah.
For them to actually do it, actually at Churchill, at the Derby.
Yeah,
that's a dope concept.
One thing I will say about Jack Harlow, man, is that, like, you know what I'm saying, we have white boys that come in the game and try to do what we do, but he got some soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna say that I know it might be an unpopular opinion. He got more soul than Eminem had in his prime.
Ooh.
I didn't say talent. I said soul.
Okay.
I said soul.
There is
and I think that's why Jack connects a certain way because he got like I be trying to find it. Like, no, this nigga gonna mess up right here. He ain't got enough. But that nigga soul is sold in them. You know what I'm saying? He got soul.
And I think we were talking about it too.
Nigga
You and
sold it.
me, Maya. We were. I think.
He's searching for that shit.
I think you and me were talking about Maya about like because like you said he has soul. He has a big respect for hip hop as well. Like he loves a lot of music. It's what he came up on.
Yeah.
And then I mean of course
with Pharrell and
Man, nigga didn't know who Brandy was.
I was just thinking that.
That was. Hey,
well, he didn't know Brandy. No, he didn't know. He didn't know Brandy. No, he didn't know Brandy and Ray J were brother and sister.
Right.
They burned together the BET Awards. I don't know if y'all seen the BET Awards.
I heard about it, but I
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, when he performed the song with her and everything. Yeah, I mean, if you look at, Jackson
Brandy gave me some
24.
bars though. Did y'all hear the diss track?
Yeah. She actually did pretty. I can't remember the track she did it over.
I forgot, but it was good.
No, she did it over First Class. I think
she did. Okay,
I think she did.
I don't know. It was good though.
But it was really dope. But Jack's only 24. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah, see, I'm not surprised that he didn't know that.
But I think
he didn't grow up on Moesha. Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
He probably never.
But I think that's the thing. But I think it's like you said. I think the thing you said, like for Jack, is that for him, he respects the game. He loves a lot of these artists. He came up on a lot of them.
He's been co-signed by them.
He's been co-signed by them. And then, of course, there's the attraction thing. Like, okay, the women like him and stuff like that. And, like, Jack be trying to shoot his shot on a lot of different chicks. Like Dua Lipa, of course, through the song. Or Sweetie. Dua Lipa. You have to hear her song. She's a pop artist.
That sounds a weird shit.
She's pretty good.
Though.
She's pretty good. I have to admit. She's pretty good. Her song, New Rules, when I first heard her.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Good. I saw damn it, Instagram post on a lot of shit that she said, but she about to get fucking dragged through the ringer. Okay, so
but
we connected.
But even then, like Jack be trying to shoot his shot. Like I remember when he tried to shoot his shot at Sweetie at the BET. Was it the BET Awards?
It was I forgot what award show.
It was at an award show, but he said
run together on me after a while.
Well, but he tried to shoot his shot. He was working him. It was just something. I don't think Sweetie was like finding, but he was trying it. Yeah, but he has the confidence. He has a big confidence. But
like, white boy, get the fuck away from me.
But just to see like his come up from what's popping now to where he is now. He's actually done a really good job. His first solo album was really good. I really thought it was good. And then of course the second album. Now I will say this. I think that with this second album is that Jack, he tried to fit that formula. He tried to really do something that will he knew would be radio friendly with his songs. And that's how he basically made the album, how can I say it, simple, especially from a lyric standpoint. And a lot of people be like, oh, I hate I'm like, man, this shit sounds so corny. Or like the $100,000 line that he said about his granddad on Churchill Downs. I'm not going to pull $100,000 out. And it's like, everybody just got on that and tore that shit up. I'm like,
it doesn't sound like that's the actual industry coaching his way through that. That's not him. He don't know what the fuck he doing. They just sitting there going, "You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do that. It might just a fast shit, but we gonna water this shit down. and you gonna take it."
But that because his first album was definitely a lot better. Was like, oh man, he putting himself out there. He's really spitting some good shit. And then the second album was like, okay, we need to try to get you like radio friendly. We need to get you like mainstream. And they made the album like that.
But now I'm kind of scared of it now because think about most people. If you're not hit by your first one, the second sophomore album is like your launching platform.
Mm-hmm.
That third one comes out, you can become fucking legendary. So I'm just like, oh shit, where we going with this now?
Exactly. So but I still say shout out to Jack because he has done a lot. And like I said, like you said, he's been co-signed by a lot of big artists. The artists that are on his freaking album, they're like Drake, Justin Timberlake, Lil Wayne, Pharrell. He's got producers like Timbaland, Boy Wonder on there. Jetson May. I'm like, even Pharrell produced track. I'm like, he has people who are over here like wanting to play with him. And
who are buying his shit. All this shit is bought. Yeah, my face with all this.
Sings long money.
Exactly. He does not have long money. He does not have those connections.
But that's it.
Exactly.
I see you.
I think that he always has an advantage too. Like it is what it is. Like being a white boy rapper, it's always an advantage. And I think that's why the culture in the community sometimes, it's a lot of controversy around like white rappers who get certain, like statistics and stuff like that because it's like he a white boy, that's why he get all these accolades and stuff like that. Which is sometimes just the contrast of being a white rapper in this field that's black concentrated, and so he does get it. It just is what it is. Macklemore, Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Like that, J. Cole said, if my skin was pale, would I sell like Eminem or Adele? You know what I'm saying? It's real.
And I also give that, and I think, and just to even piggyback on that, I mean, M has also said that he himself know that if he was black, he wouldn't be selling like he was either. I mean, M's one of the he's one of the highest selling artists in history. I mean, he was actually the highest selling artist in the 2000s. So, I mean, that says a lot there. But he even said that like, if it wasn't for me being white, I probably wouldn't have sold what I did. And so, like you said, the big thing with the industry is, like you said, when you get a white boy or you get a white rapper, it's like we gotta push him if he's good. Because we've seen like the Asher Ross and some different artists that have come through time, but M and Jack seem to be like the ones who are stuck.
I mean, I think we done forgot about some damn body. I mean,
Mac Miller.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and Mac. That's right, and Mac. That's right. Oh yeah, you're right.
That's the only.
Mac Miller. Definitely.
But see, Mac is someone that a lot of people respected. So
because he came out the damn mud.
He did.
Yeah, Mac really came out the mud like a black artist. You know
I followed that white boy because he was bad.
But I love Mac too.
I mean, thank God I was at his only damn time when he came into the you weren't even here. That's what pissed me off. I bought a ticket for both of us. He wasn't even in the damn town. So we can think about Kai, everybody. And I had to give away a ticket to my homeboy Ken. And we ended up going to the Tabernacle and seeing that man for the only time he was in the city.
Wow.
That was amazing, I bet.
Exactly. I still got the damn video. So
rest in power to Mac, man. Yeah, and like we said, but I think the difference between Mac, like you said, he did come through the money. He was independent, coming through Rostrum, and just for him to build up through his mixtape and then getting to the first one, Blue Slide Park, for the first album, and then watching movies, and then all the way to Swimming. Just to see his come up was amazing. Especially when he went major label. I still think that while Mac was successful, he wasn't as mainstream as I would like him to have been.
I agree.
I will say that versus like you see someone like how Jack has been. Jack has literally become mainstream. Yeah. Mac had to build up to try to get mainstream, and even when he reached a mainstream,
he didn't want it.
He was exactly.
That's the beauty of it.
He was a real wicker.
What were you saying?
Exactly. What
were you going to say?
Like a big cult following, like that's what it's saying. But I think he was trying to get bigger, but didn't that happen?
He had a lot of personal stuff going on.
Yeah.
Henceforth, the reason why he's not here no more. I mean, even though there's some controversy behind that shit.
Yeah, the fentanyl and. Yeah.
How they found him.
That's some Michael Jackson shit. So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was on some shit that we don't even know.
Yeah. You can hear it through his music, especially in the last album. That last album, Swimming. It was sad.
It was hard, boy.
It was really
just
sad.
Like, damn. Like I thought he was on some shit, especially after him and Ariana had split. You know. And then it's just like he could never get himself back together.
Put the pieces back together.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when he had the Divine Feminine coming out, I said, this nigga is really in love. Shit is hard.
It was a great album. Divine Feminine was a great album.
Shot the shit out of me. And I'm just like, okay, I can fuck with this. All right. That's when I found her.
Mac, you creating love.
There you go, Mac. So again,
I tell you, when he died, I was fucked up.
I remember you talking to me about it too. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like him and Chadwick. Them two really fucked me.
Yeah. But I would say again, rest in power to Mac, and but it's still shout out to Jack Harlow and his success. I do like his music, and I think that he's gonna be here for a while. I just hope that the third album just don't flop. If the third album flops, then it's an entirely different thing.
Oh, we'll talk so much shit. I can't tell me nothing.
Well, but I think even moving into something, into another genre of music. Well, I don't say even a new genre. Moving more into something that's already been around, but now you're starting to see, I guess, a rise in a mainstream standpoint is dance music, and you're starting to see that with both. Now, which came out 2 weeks ago now, and Beyonce's new Renaissance album, her first album since Lemonade, first solo album since Lemonade, and also with Drake's Honestly Nevermind.
don't like dance music shit, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, neither
It's
shit.
just me. I mean, and I know it's a big market out there for that shit. And so, one day I might make a dance album, make me some money, but I don't like that shit.
Me neither. I wouldn't. Especially I
don't like it. It don't make me want to dance.
It don't. It's just it's creepy as hell to me. It's some Jordan Peele shit.
But it's not even.
It's like I was at Georgia State and that shit came on. I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? No, Georgia Southern. And I fell asleep. And the shit was loud as fuck. I just remember the bass put my ass to sleep.
But see, it's so funny. And no, I mean, and I think that's the big thing. Like house music, house music, and even that kind of music has always been big. Whether it's been in parties or like again, what's made house music, people having house parties or those dance clubs, and especially from LGBTQ communities, that's become a very big prevalent sound for their clubs. So to be able to see Drake and Beyonce move towards that for their albums, I think it's humongous. And we're gonna probably start seeing more of that come around because like I'll give an example.
Got that dance song, remember? We was listening to it yesterday.
Oh yeah,
he got a dance track on his new album.
But it's not house music like that.
But it's still
I do respect
it's in the same vein.
I get it. And I think as I've started researching and seeing stuff like I was saying with Dua Lipa, from her she's more of the new.
That shit sound like a credit score app.
It really
on your credit today.
Damn. I just jumped 20 points. Why didn't you join?
I just got on Dua Lipa's out. The new app, Dua Lipa.
What came up with me?
Give me my money for that Dua Lipa.
Who's playing Drake in here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, like
this is a damn demon. This nigga finds his way in the
Drake. But no, but I was listening. But I heard from Dua Lipa's last album, Future Nostalgia. It's more of the new disco era type music because there's a lot of people that's been trying to bring disco back in the new era, and now you're starting to get it in the form of of house music or of the or dance music now. And just to hear from Renaissance, I have to admit this: I'm not like a humongous Beyonce fan. I respect her. I'm more like Rihanna and stuff like that, but I have to admit, for what Beyonce did on this album with Renaissance, I was fucking impressed. Very impressed. It's a great album. Like, just to hear from I think everybody was talking about the transitions, the fact that she made it seamless. She made it, huh?
She paid for that.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You Beyonce. She has the money and the resources to use the best writers like The Dream, like Frank Ocean, and
But and her and people in her what can I say in her space
stratosphere,
mm-hmm. whatever you may call it. I respect the people that are on the team, like the producers and the people that bring the shit to the table and kind of help direct where she should go because they never get heard of from behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. But she don't even have these ideas until these people come up to her or they get the paychecks and they sit down and have their own life. Mm-hmm. And she's just the face of it.
And that's a huge cheat code.
Exactly.
Me being an artist myself, having minds tell you what to do, how to say this, how to have a theme for this song, that's just a huge cheat code.
Because I didn't even get that perspective until I was looking at something between it was the similarities between Backstreet Boys and
Boys and Men.
Boys to Men.
Oh, Boys and Men. Oh yeah.
And how they basically whitewashed all Boys to Men music and made NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys so that the people on the Disney side have something to listen to
for different audiences.
So they basically they did the whole Elvis. They took their image because Backstreet Boys Boys to Men got it out the damn mud and actually was fucking talented.
Very, bro. Right. And they were successful.
It's my favorite group, bro. Boys to Men.
Exactly. Whereas it started with the producer all the way in the Netherlands and had this idea and said, hey, we can do something. Let's whitewash this shit. And no one never know how rich this white boy is. Mm-hmm. But he directed all that shit. And he still is in the game to day behind the scenes. I don't know his name, but that's what I said. I can respect that because that was fucking money. But at the same time,
look at, I mean, shoot, because look at that shit. I mean, even though Boys Men was only 3 guys, you look at NSYNC, look at Backstreet Boys, 4 or 5 guy groups.
Yeah.
Well, Backstreet was 4. Yeah,
Boy, man.
I know. Boys Men was Boys Men is 4. You're right. It is 4. It's 4. My bad. So
Okay.
yeah,
I was crazy for a
you're
minute.
right. Now, NSYNC was 5 though, but nonetheless, but just to even see like how they change things, and then you listen to Boys to Men, even though Boys to Men, they started off with doing what am I thinking about? New Jack Swing. They started with a big New Jack Swing feel, then going into traditional R&B, and then you really listen like NSYNC and then Backstreet Boys. What was Backstreet Boys? They were like a bit of a mix, like more R&B, pop ish, and then NSYNC was more of the hip hop, like upbeat R&B type stuff and pop and everything, and putting it to the masses. Now, don't get me wrong, like they all could dance, but it was like
they couldn't dance. They had to teach them white
Like,
boys. Come on now.
I mean, yeah,
Come on now,
Like,
damn it.
yeah, they talk, but I
Plus
mean,
the white
they still did well.
They put some seasoning stuff on their carrots. You're like, oh shit, this,
But just to bring it
for
back,
high blood pressure.
oh shit! But I mean, even just to get back on it. I mean, but it's amazing to see that.
Damn, I guess they talk butter and mayonnaise.
But I mean, but just to weave it back, man. I mean, but listening to Beyonce's album was just amazing. Like it was a very seamless album. Just going from Cozy to Alien Superstar to, I mean, now I read that critics are calling it they're calling it the anthem of the great what's it called? The Great Resignation. No, I'm sorry, the Great Resignation that we're going through. That people leaving their jobs and stuff. Break My Soul being being that song and everything. You won't break my soul. I'm like, bro, I have to admit, this shit was like that shit. When it came out, I was like shit, this shit. I'm like, this shit is like doom, doom, doom. I was like, oh shit, okay.
So
no, go on, yeah.
So yeah, like I will say, I'm not done listening to the Beyonce album because I like to be able to immerse myself. And I have a daughter at home who will hear me playing it and be like, "Why are you listening to Beyonce?" And then I have to have that whole conversation of, it's okay for me to listen to other stuff. Like I don't have to listen to like drug dealer. Like it's fine. But like I made it. What's the name of the song that she sampled? What's the song? Khalees, there you go. That's the name. Yeah, so I made it to that song, and like I know you mentioned this earlier, just the transitions between the songs have just been like
crazy.
I'm kind of like listen to songs. Oh, okay, Beyonce, I hear you, baby. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of the album just to see what else is on there.
The song was Energy by the way.
There you go. Okay, that's the name of the song. But yeah, that's where I stopped at before I had to have that conversation with my daughter. And then I just got distracted. But I'm gonna finish it today. I said I was gonna finish it before I came on here, but I didn't have time.
But it's really good. I think that Heated was a good track.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Heated was really good. Thick was really
that's
good.
Another one, Heated, Thick.
America Has a Problem.
Yeah.
I mean, but I have to admit,
All Up in Your Mind.
But the crazy thing about it is, and we've heard this, and this is going to lead me also into Drake as well. Just hearing people's reaction about it as well. So like critics have been loving both Drake and Beyonce's albums. The issue, but then you have the public perception coming out. People like they didn't like it, and I guess again because they decided to shift it. So I know it. I think we were saying before, you and me, Maya, like it wasn't such a drastic shift because you've seen them do it in different songs.
Just forget.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the artist as much because I'm a Drake stan or whatever, but like you can take some songs off of More Life and even some songs off of Views and you can put it on Honestly Nevermind and it's gonna flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like this ain't Drake's first rodeo with this type of music. He's been kind of putting, dropping doses of it in his music throughout the years. And even with Beyonce, if you go back and listen to something like B-Day, it had the same dance type of energy. It wasn't dance music like it is on her latest album, but it's in the same vein. And I'm like, this ain't really nothing new,
Mm-hmm. And
They just enhancing and then they did a whole project on it.
but see, and I think that's the biggest thing that changes people. When if you do like little bits and pieces here, or even from production, like let's take Kanye for example. Kanye's produced a lot of different music, and it's something when you hear him like, okay, he does it here, there, maybe an artist here or whatever the case may be. But then when you do a full project, 40 an hour, whatever you do it for, you do a full project, and that's how it is. You're taken back by it. Like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, I'm not into this. I'm not a Beyonce or I'm not a Drake fan because he did this full type music. We do it because he'll blend it together. He'll do this. He'll do mainly hip hop, but he'll put, okay, here's here's an Afro beat, here's a pop beat, here's this, whatever the case may be, an R&B. He'll do that. But when you do a full thing, it's shocking. Like going back to Kanye when he did Yeezus. I mean, I know. Of course,
I
we
haven't
didn't.
heard Yeezus. I ain't gonna lie. To
You
You
what?
haven't heard Yeezus?
Nah, he was on some bullshit then.
Oh,
albums,
Yeah,
Dark Twisted Fantasy, I kind of like, nah, this nigga on some bullshit from then on out. That, I haven't heard Pablo yet. And I haven't heard Yeezus.
you haven't heard? Wow.
What's the shit that he had with what's the shit he had with the mountains on it?
Yay.
I
yeah.
haven't heard that shit.
You can skip.
Heard that shit. I guess I didn't really get back onto him because he just really pissed me off. But I didn't really understand what the hell he's going through, what he's been through. But when the gospel album came out, that really shut the shit out of me. So I'm just like, what's going on with this brother? Like, especially back then, he was on his MAGA shit. I'm just like, no, I don't support this nigga. And so I had to just really listen. I'm just like, yo, he's really been fighting.
Mm.
He's really an artist, like on some Michael Jackson Prince shit. We knew this, but it's just like the struggle that he's going through and has been through. It took a toll on him, and you can see, and let alone he lost his main backbone, his mother.
And you
And
been seeing
Lost his wife.
the Genius
I mean,
documentary.
she wasn't really a wife. I mean, that's not a wife. That's a hoe. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I've never been the Kardashian fan. I've never been.
He said it in the music. I'm gonna leave my girl for a wife. He told this a long time ago. We were just waiting for it. Then he saw that ass, just like, okay, I'm going there. Like, come on, brother.
You know, and legal.
You're right.
But I mean, just going back to the point of it, with like seeing it with Yeezus and seeing how much of a big change that drastic change of the acid rap, and then for him to put it out, and like you said you initially hated it.
Yeah.
You didn't
I ain't
listen to it.
listen to this shit. Stop fucking with me.
I never forget when it came out. I was like, man, I really like this out. And everybody's
I'm like the only person in the world that like
No
that.
doubt.
like,
And I was like, only.
what'd you say, man?
At least when it
100%
first came out.
Yeah.
You and Kanye was the only two.
I mean,
when it first came
you
out.
know who we talking about here, right?
So I love the album. I was like, man, this is so abrasive. This is amazing. Like the sound and the sonic of it is crazy. And then you see how it influenced an artist like Travis Scott. Now Travis Scott has become a
I
superstar
don't
because
forget.
based off of that sound. I love Travis.
He was some fucking brainwashing shit. The niggas and died at his fucking his concert. I said, "Oh yeah, I don't fuck with this thing." I saw him at what was it at the damn concert.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw him on that damn bird. I said, "This nigga's crazy." I said, "Don't get me wrong. He had that song or two. He brought 2 Chainz out. I said, okay,
yeah.
brought to it, but that nigga crazy."
Yeah, oh yeah. What was it he did? He did one of the songs on there, and I was like, just to see how many people were hyped up on Travis. I was like, okay, he's got something here.
But that's
And
the
now
thing.
look at him.
He gets you hype.
Yeah,
He appealed to a whole generation. Just break free, break loose. Fuck, we rioting. Now it's this whole fucking thing.
Rage.
Rage.
raging.
But that's what he blinds motherfuckers with. Then whatever the hell happens in the concert or happens with the music, you're not paying attention, then you stuck in that shit.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what the fuck happened
But
in
that-
Astro World.
But see,
Wasn't that Astro World? What did happen there?
yeah, are you talking about those
Concert?
World Tour.
Yeah, it was Astro
But I-
World.
Tour.
festival? Astro Fest. Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so like motherfuckers is breaking down shit and just he fueled all this shit. and it's just like I don't even think he knows what the fuck he's doing. That's the sad part. Now I see him as an artist. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of this shit, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I think motherfuckers put shit in his face. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's sick, man. Fuck it, we're doing it." Just like, bruh, you don't know what the fuck this means and that means. When they put this shit up here like that, you just gonna come up here and just do. He's a fucking puppet.
I would say, I'll say this. I think that's one of the things that when you're a fan of music, when you're a fan of these artists, you can't really necessarily control how your fans are going to react. There's a reason why Eminem made Stan. You have no idea what these people are going to think, what they find solace in, and what they believe so hard on their daily lives. You know, like listen to what M was talking about in Stan and how he was as a crazy fan, and I was like, we should be together, and all that stuff. Like a lot of fans, there are fans that live like that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So when they're obsessed, literally, and when you take that and you put it in something like Travis, like you say, he's a generational artist. He's a big artist for this generation, and you see how they feel with him. You see why stuff like Astro World happens. It's not more that Travis told them rush the stage or do this. It's because of how his music it makes them feel. They're like, I gotta act like this. And now people might take that as me like, I'm blaming it on the audience, but we also have to look at the fact that if an artist isn't telling you to do shit,
you're gonna just react emotionally.
Exactly. You when a song comes on that people like, what do people do? They go hype. I didn't tell you to go like get the do that or anything like that. You just heard the song, everybody, you know what I'm saying? You're emotionally tuned to that. But nonetheless, so just to bring it back, that's how really you can see it with music, whether it's with Beyonce or with Drake's new album. Like those are emotional type. That's music geared towards a certain emotion, that dance, that feeling like you in the club. I'm gonna pop a Zanny or I'm gonna do something like this. Or I'm gonna drink a lot. And
I ain't doing that shit either.
Be like we're gonna do this and now we're getting fucked up and everything. Like, oh, this is so great. Oh, he's being, you know what I'm saying? So I have to admit, for Beyonce and Drake to go towards that genre of music on a full album scale. Really was, I thought it was really great. And for me, I think Drake really needed it. And I know I've had this many times. Everybody's like, there's people who feel, some unnamed people who feel like Drake didn't have to do anything. Like everything he puts out is good. Then when it comes
what does he put out that was just like extremely trash?
Well, no, I don't think he's ever put out anything trash. I think it's not been more trash. I think
it's mid stuff.
Am I the only one that feels lame listening to Drake? Y'all don't just feel lame listening to
that's why I don't listen to see, no, he's mad. Right here. Right, because it's like he's in his
Drake stuff be riding.
It rides. I still feel lame.
Listen to it.
A black man, I don't know.
I do. But it's like
ride out. You put your ride out song.
Yeah.
Cool. It's
right.
Oh, it's never gonna be Drake. Yeah, that was never shot.
See a dude on the little old school dude on the motorcycle ride by. Like, he don't understand what the hell going on. But other than that, it's like he's very emotional. I woke up this morning, the girl was gone. I'm going downstairs and make my own orange juice type shit. Like, what?
With DMX, when he was talking about Drake on the Breakfast Club, he's like,
yes.
The way bottom is just like, I love him, he's great. I hate that nigga.
He's a Canadian marshmallow. He's just soft to the touch. Like, why? Exactly, like
but it's what works. Basically, I mean, look what he's done. He's
Lil Wayne co-signed him. Lil Wayne,
that was his plug. That was his damn.
Drake is like a creative player on Madden with all the 99s.
Yeah, really.
Playing with that nigga.
Play with somebody on 2K. Play 2K, be like everything.
Warriors, go.
But the biggest thing with Drake was like, one, honestly, Nevermind was a surprise album. So everybody's like, holy shit. And especially for the fact that he had Certified Lover Boy come out back in September. And it just, great
album.
I thought it was okay, but I was like, the issue, but again, going back to Drake, I think I'm one of those people that's with Drake where it's like, okay, you stuck to your formula. You haven't done anything in your formula to deviate or do something different or try to be like, oh, let me take a chance on doing something like this different. I'm like, you're Drake. You have nobody, I can't say you don't have anybody to compete against, but
You have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose. Exactly. Yeah, you have nothing to lose. Why not make an experimental album and you just keep making the
That boy trying to
same
make that, he trying to lose that
shit?
bread. Boy, like,
You know what I'm
money.
saying?
He
He'll
should
make
get the money.
even as I'm saying, even though he was, it's like even though you're making good, it's like your good is getting boring. It's like, okay,
Very
what do
much
you want
so.
to do something different? Just because you do something good, you can just be stuck at good. You know what I'm saying? So
That's part of
now,
the reason he made that album.
but that's what I'm saying. So when he did Honestly Nevermind, and it wasn't just the fact that he made Honestly Nevermind a dance album. It's the fact that he made a dance album and it was good. And I think
don't know
that
that.
I thought it was really good. I mean, but everybody loves Sticky. Everybody was all talking about like, man, this
Tesco Green.
Tesco
I
Green,
like
exactly.
Massive.
Massive was a good one.
Yeah.
I think Calling My Name was cool. Overdrive was a good one.
like Jimmy
but of course Jimmy Crooks is the one
That's
everybody was
like
like,
the
I like
one.
that.
that's
I
a
never listened
that's
to
a
this.
typical this is a
I mean, I've
typical
heard it,
Drake song
But I just
though.
never listened to it
With
when I listen to that
21
because it doesn't fit.
But see, I think that was
Puss ass shit.
the
But no, it is great.
Why is 21 on everyone's feature though?
She getting big.
No, he got make the music that he makes.
21.
My point exactly.
Straight up.
Pussy.
It's simple shit. A lot of
Nigga,
this.
simple
A
as
lot
That's a simple.
right. But a lot of the shit that he made, I'm like, damn it, man. If I knew it was this fucking simple to make this shit, I would have did this a long time ago.
But for real, I mean, but that's why they're the artists and why they can put those things together. They make all those tracks because I remember like a lot, how many of us really can go into a room and be like, I wrote like 80 songs for an album and then only choose maybe 10 to 15. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane to really think about. They think about that process. A lot of those artists do that. That's why they're as creative as they are, and do the things that they do. So
At the same time, like I said, go back to the producers because I'm sorry, but I cannot get cash in, cash out my fucking
I
head.
love that song.
Damn, for real.
Cash in, cash out. I love, especially Tyler's verse. Oh
The
man,
video?
God, the
That
video
shit
is
is
so
amazing.
amazing.
I have not
And it was all done by
You ever seen it?
hand.
Oh yeah,
Like, that's wild. Yeah, that's real, bruh. The artist actually made all them fucking figures.
So because it's like clay, it's like
Claymation.
like stop motion. So you have it's stop motion, and of course it's also 3D generation because of how they move their mouths. But they have to do the movement and everything,
All the
and a certain
movements.
part, and then they like film it, and then
That's probably the hardest video in the last 10 years.
It really
That video
is.
just-
It is amazing.
Creatively, artistically, that video is just me being a video director. That shit was just like, whoa, bro. Like,
That's what sold the song for me was
Yeah,
the video.
the video was dope. But I mean, but what's really sold me was when Tyler's verse came out. When it came on, I was like, oh my god, this dude is killing it, and I'm a big Tyler fan too. So
Each and the
Purring.
Like, what?
she got a guy when she purring back. I'm looking like, where he at? Nigga, get out the way. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so
bro, we got to give credence, bro. It is the age of producers, and they not just getting the credit they
Yes,
deserve.
sir.
Like these producers, like I've been in studio sessions where niggas suck,
Yeah.
but the producers are making these niggas sound like fucking icing on cake, bro.
They're
On these
fucking
tracks.
geniuses,
The way
man.
they mixing and mastering these niggas, the way the beats, like
Yeah.
they like the producer has so much like power in like what a song like
Actually
is.
is.
You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? And people don't realize like it's the rapper's the face and all that shit, but it's like that producer, bro.
He cleaned that shit
Man,
up.
they clean
Yeah.
it up.
Call it silk.
Especially if you have a high quality producer, you got like the Hit Boys or the Tims or even the Mike Wills, all those kind of guys. Like you got quality people, man, your shit's gonna stick out and like be the shit. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you have someone like Drake and Drake want to work with you or Beyonce, it's like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you see like them collaborating with like sometimes the same people, like like look at someone like Beyonce collaborating with The Dream from a writing process and even from a producing standpoint. That says a lot about synergy and how you're able to create records, and which kind of leads me into the album I love to talk about, and I'm still listening to this day, is Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album. And you can tell from Kendrick when he works with a lot of those people that he always work with, like Soundwave. You can tell like what they create and what they thought about in the studio and what they put on wax. It's like, man, It's like these guys really say like we need to put this right here. Okay, when you do this, this word's gonna go there. All right, when I say this word, you're gonna make this go like it's like man, it's like beautiful music.
But sometimes it ain't like it didn't do. It was not that simple. It probably came up with the idea, sat back and let that shit marinate, and then it's like, hey, bro, you know, it'd be some fine shit. Cut that shit. Put this here, yada yada yada. And that's why it probably took them 5 fucking years, bro.
It wasn't even just that. I mean, of course, all the stuff that he was going through.
Of course.
And of course, what he said on the album, I think, was really more from the mental and what he was going through from as an artist, as a man, being a father, and being a husband, and being this basically a celebrity. Even though he doesn't embrace the celebrity, but he is still Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And having to deal with that, the infidelity, for cheating on his wife with Whitney. He's been with Whitney since he was a teenager, and being able to go through therapy, and even him saying stuff like real niggas don't need therapy or anything like that. You're hearing all those emotions bleed out, which leads into the 5 years, and then like you said, now finally getting back to the studio and trying to cook things out after he said he had writer's block. Now you're like, okay, now we can let things flow. Soundwave, we're back in this. We got so and so. We're gonna make this happen. And I still think that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is the album of the year.
Oh, yeah,
just because of what Kendrick was able to do from expressing the emotions that a lot of people hide themselves or don't always talk about. Well, I'm going to say they don't talk about, but it's so crazy that even in this era of now everybody talking about we need to heal each other, you need to go to therapy, we need to do this, or taking care of mental health. You have Kendrick.
Black man to say that.
Exactly, for a black man to say that, but to see Kendrick come out and do it for an album and talk about those themes, it spoke differently. And you can see it not just from, in my opinion, I think from the critical reception, because the critics loved it. The public perception is always going to be like mixed. But then to even see it from an album number standpoint, like, he was the top selling artist for those first 2 weeks. And then, someone like Future comes around. And then now Future's been dominating on that chart, is still in the top 10, and Kendrick ain't even in there. But I think that says more to what Kendrick has done and how much the album has really aged now. It's been what? Album came out in May. And now you see how you see that even though the album isn't as high charting as it was,
it's still on the chart.
Exactly. And people still talk about it now that they've heard it and some time has been taken away since the initial phase of it. Now people give it a better reception.
I mean, because that's real art. And like that nigga album, bro, some shit like I like shelved that shit at first, like, okay, I gotta come back to this shit. Like some wine, pour a glass of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Take it in.
I drink some more of that shit in another 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you gotta really like shelf that shit, bro, because you gotta digest it. Like I'm still having to digest the album and understand certain songs, connect shit like that. And I appreciate that shit in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because albums like that are not only just for the artist's therapy, but it's like for the world's therapy.
It's purposeful.
It's purposeful. You know what I'm saying? It like raises the vibration of the universe.
Right on.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I love what Kendrick was able to do and bringing that out, bringing his OK Llama persona onto it and seeing the album be performed live when he came to Tampa a few weeks ago, just to see it and to see everybody embracing it and loving songs like Die Hard or Purple Hearts, Count Me Out, especially N95 being one of the hardest songs on the album. It was amazing to just see how much people really embraced him and embraced those songs, what they meant. And then even having him perform it live, he's still over there like giving it energy and giving it. These are like songs that are like kind of emotional.
And he put my young nigga Kodak on that bitch.
And even for
that's good. Isn't that like one of the only damn features in this?
Man.
That's what
that says a lot.
He did a lot of features. Yeah,
that says a lot.
That was like really significant because Kodak.
A lot of folks, man, don't be believing Kodak like that, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. That man Kodak. I'm a Kodak fan, bro. This man
is a gremlin,
bro. He's a gremlin, bro. But he's prophetic, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like Kodak. He like puts me in that level of like a Tupac, bro. Like you have to really,
seriously,
you have to really go back in his discography of music, listen to what he says, at the age he was saying certain things, like, and I feel like that's why Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, like put him under his wing, bro, because like he wouldn't just do that with any old artist, and that's
true.
Like Kodak, I'm telling you, he has that essence of like it's something so much greater than him, but he just has to like have that right guidance and I don't know. Like, did y'all hear the poem that he did on that album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, can't no any Rudy Poo ass nigga do no shit like that. Like that's like prophetic. You gotta like, man. I fuck with Kodak the
And
long way.
I just gotta
that
understand what
Silent
the
Hill.
fuck he said sometimes.
Yeah, when you
He
can
be-
hear what he's saying,
he be mumbling.
and you
That's what I was
he's
like, hold
saying,
on.
like,
This-
he got songs that really like can touch your soul and like and like the same feeling I get from like Kendrick Lamar and guys like that. I get it when I listen to certain Kodak songs.
Well, yeah, and I think that one of the best things about the album is that, like you say, he gave Kodak that opportunity because Kodak's been under a lot of fire because of the rape allegations that he's had, and just people feeling like he makes a lot of stupid decisions. And I think it's something like what J. Cole was even saying, like how guys like Kodak and them not having certain guidance around. He like that's why he shouted them out. He's like, man, you see these guys like he's like they remind me of guys from Dreamville, but they just don't have the guidance. They just don't have those people like those artists that'll take them under their wing and be like, hey man, let me help you out. Let me give you some real game and do this and everything.
Guidance in his like life and like coming from the block.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
And
saying?
you can
Like,
see why.
certain.
And you can see why Cole took someone like 21 Savage on tour with him.
Mhm.
Even though 21, we've always seen like him grow and do and become better than just some hood dude. But for him to take him on tour with him on something like that,
That was
that's one of the
very-
things I like that J. Cole did is that he would take guys like Thug or of course like Earth Gang or even have someone like 21 go on tour with him so you can see like this is what it's really like. You hit arenas. Now you see what this money is like. You see what this crowd is doing and everything. But for Kendrick to do that on his album and let him be like a narrator, and then to do Silent Hill, man, that Silent Hill track, that's heat.
I heard it, but I guess if anything, because of the Kodak song, I was like, "What's going on here?" And like Jahi say, I shielded at first. I'm like, man, what the fuck is Kendrick up to with this shit? And then after that, like it keeps getting repetitive. Excuse me, played on repeat repetitively, and I'm just like, okay, where's he going with this? And then I'm just like, okay. And I think back to when Pepper Butterfly came out. You look at the album cover, all his niggas is on the front of it, and I'm just like, okay, so he probably sees Kodak as one of his niggas from the block,
Mhm.
and they got a lot in common.
Yeah.
And so he's like,
Yeah.
I would be in your same situation, so I gotta bring you up on this. Like, I gotta show you what's really hood, my
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's one of the best things I love about it. And of course, everybody talked about the song "We Cry Together," where like having him and Taylor Page go at each other with
They
the fuck you,
killed that shit. I
everything.
would love to see some BTS of how they recorded that song. I would love to see like how what that was like.
And it's go crazy because I'm still waiting for the damn the video to come out.
Been dropped.
But he released it in a movie theater in L.A. And yeah, because when I think like the second week the album, or maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after the album came out, he put it in a theater for people to go see, but it hasn't been released yet. I'm like, well, why the fuck is it not out yet for public consumption? Like, I don't get it. It's been months. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, but just the song itself was.
I want to say how he kept the keys from him. That what I'm waiting on. Exactly what I'm waiting on. But nah, man, that like as somebody who's been in like a really toxic relationship like that before, I was like, oh man, this one hit home. So I'm glad I'm out of it. That was some years ago, long time ago. But just hearing that song in particular just made me be like, okay, this is something I can relate to. And like I know y'all been saying this already. I've been quiet over here, but like the entire album is fire as fuck to me. Like just as somebody who's gone through some of these situations where I've gone through all my stuff and feeling like my infidelities in my past relationships and like feeling like I need to do therapy and all this other stuff. Like this shit like really hit home for me.
Yeah.
So I'm still on repeat. I play it a lot. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Beautiful to me when albums or artworks can be used as like a road mark in like your life, like certain things on like Kendrick album. A lot of times like albums like that, The Pimp a Butterfly, they don't really have like radio replay value. You know what I'm saying? But they're not for that. It's for, like I said, to put on the shelf, and it's like whenever like my son gets to a point of life, I'm gonna show him this album. You know what I'm saying? Whenever
Mm.
like an auntie or somebody's going through something, I'm gonna give them this album. Like, this album is always there as a tool of healing. Just like you might pour some tea and heal your respiratory or whatever. Like, that piece of art is for like when you're ready for a level of like elevation in your life, or to see broader perspective in your life. You got certain albums and pieces of art that are there to kind of help take you in that world and transgress through where you're trying to go in life. So that's beautiful.
I think it's and you're right, and I think that's one of the best things about Kendrick. He doesn't just make it for public consumption. It ends up becoming, like he said, how y'all let a conscious nigga go commercial while only making conscious albums. And that's one of the best things about him, is that he's made music that actually ended up becoming like commercial music and everything. But even like just listen to the album, like Purple Hearts is a great track, I thought, for radio. Die Hard, especially, of course, N95 is really good. And I mean, Count Me Out has done a great job. And of course, Silent Hill's been the song that's been put on the radio that everybody's loving. But even some of those tracks were really good. And then even hearing them live, I was like, man, I don't know what people was talking about. These tracks are like, these chicks are.
It's a good farewell for TDE and a good set out for PG Lang.
Yeah, it's his final album. It's his final album for Top Dog Entertainment, the album he had been on since he was a teenager, that got him his start, and everything. And he's been able to turn it. He's been that flag bearer for years to turn it into a star-studded record label. And like you said, now starting his own thing with PG Lang, with him and Dave Free, his manager, he's known for years. And even having his cousin. Even having his cousin with Baby Keem being a part of it, and Tana Leone be on there. He's a pretty good guy, just from hearing his music, even hearing it live. But him and Keem have really been a really good duo. I have to admit, Keem he real hype. He a real hype dude, but
hard as fuck,
he
bro.
good.
I didn't even realize until what's that? Family Ties.
Yeah, Family Ties.
Until they came in.
Family Ties, bro. When they performed Family Ties, everybody went super crazy.
I've seen the video.
Oh man, but I love Family Ties so much. I was like, my first offering of Kendrick after all these years, especially as a feature, and the way he comes in and everything, I was like, oh my.
I'm like, is this him? Don't fuck with me. Is this really him?
You folks come and be patient, brother. I was dying. I memorized that track in like almost a week. I was like, I just can't. I can't stop listening to it.
Show my ass and take out of class. I can multitask like Megan, brother.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's like
I didn't understand the PG Lane shit. What the fuck is that flag doing in the background?
PG Lane, roll again. SIA, don't you address me unless it with 4 letters.
Like, okay, now I get it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think, but I thought it was amazing. But I really do. I'm really glad that this summer we got a lot of top artists that came back after all these years. They took their breaks. They did what they needed to do with their families and everything, not being on the road. I mean, their names are always around, but to see them release new music, especially like you saw Kendrick come out, then you saw Drake come out, then you saw Future come out, Beyonce up to this point and everything. Jack Harlow having his album this year.
I ain't gonna keep talking about that.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, but just to see in this summer, everybody deciding to put something out. It's really been something. And then also this really being a summer of artists going back on the road after everything that's going on with
COVID.
with COVID, and being able to see arenas and stadiums packed again. I think that's a humongous that's a humongous uplift to the music industry. To see fans actually reacting to your music live. You make this for the consumption. Now you get to see how they react to it in person. I give them a mic, or if they're chanting what I'm saying and everything. You know what I'm saying?
They outside.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so crazy. And even just like for last night, like even though it wasn't technically like a concert, like with an actual artist, so it depends on who you ask. But like going to something like trap karaoke that me, Jahi, Maya, and Darlene went to last night, just to feel that energy and just being around people again to enjoy music, it said a lot. And you there's nothing like that feeling. There's nothing like being around, and I can understand as an artist being around people, hearing your music out there, people consuming it and bringing it to their lives.
It's a breath of fresh air.
It is. It's really big. And I mean, and also, I mean, just still from, shout out to Trap Karaoke last night too, for the fact that we had a great time.
Y'all win? What happened?
Yeah.
You always shut that shit down.
So
You already know.
yeah, me and Jai had a great time. Got up on stage. We actually went first,
What was the
and
song?
when we first did "Let's Go" by Trick Daddy and Twista.
Okay.
Um,
Shit. I know why you did it.
no, Jai, he chose it. Jai, he was like, we go up there, we're gonna kill it. And throughout the whole week, we kept debating it, and I was kind of like, we got to the last minute, it was like, I still don't know. Just do the Twista part. It just seems redundant. I don't know if I really want to do it. And Jai's like, just let's do it. And I was like, all right, but if it don't work, I'm putting this on you. He's like, I'll take the blame. I'll take it. And we went up there and we performed it well. I think that the crowd maybe wasn't the hypest it could have been,
Mhm.
but I think that we still did what we were supposed to do. And we went up there, we hyped as much as we could. People did enjoy it. And of course, when I did the Twister part, everybody was like,
This
oh,
nigga's actually going in.
and so then, of course, they didn't challenge us for 2 tickets to another trap karaoke. I guess we got to this point where it's like we can't keep giving away this money. We go. It's like, bro, if y'all challenge me for something, especially 6, I'm never gonna pay for trap karaoke. Like, what's the point? But
As long as it's free, you would do it.
yeah, but I challenged them. I'm sorry, but they challenged me for drink tickets. So me and Jai we'll get drink tickets if we did the song. And then how funny they did the Twister part from Slow Jams, which we did a year ago. So which is actually funny. On this day a year ago, we did trap karaoke, and and so we did Slow Jams that time. But so they challenged me with the Twister part of Slow Jams. And I was like, I looked at Jahi like. Yeah, we about to be drinking. So, and then I went up there and killed it. And everybody went wild for that shit. They loved it. They loved it. So, but just being up there, I love it. I love being able to perform, especially if it's shit that I know. If it's songs I can perform, man, I can imagine there was like a rock karaoke or some shit like that. They ever did something. Well, I would kill it. Everybody be like, oh my god, just like yeah. But I can understand like being up there on stage. There's a high you get from it, especially if you know shit. Man, it's an amazing feeling. I have to give that. But
And there's a certain level of like craftsmanship that it takes within knowing yourself to be able to control the crowd of people. Like, it's one thing to have good music,
Right.
but it's another thing to like be able to walk the people through your music and make them feel your music and get them to move and say shit. Like, crowd control is a whole nother art.
That's power.
So like, it's power. You know what I'm saying?
because I would say like just to say like to you all, have you seen like when's the last time you've been to like a concert? You seen like an artist that didn't really have a stage presence?
Wale.
Oh, that was quick.
Wait. You said
It was for my birthday, so I was excited about going to con. This was some years ago, but yeah, he came to Birmingham during Classic Weekend. It just wasn't.
You see Classic Weekend.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it was still a part of my birthday celebration,
Mm.
at the time. But it's just his stage presence just wasn't there. It was almost like he just didn't really want to be there. So I just didn't appreciate that because I love Wale. He's one of my favorites, but it was like I'm not going to see you perform again. I still listen to music though.
I haven't been to like the last actual concert I went to was the Earth Game when of course they have excellent stage presence.
And of course, it's their hometown.
Yeah. Then like before that I went to the One Music Fest last year and trying to think. Yeah, no, everybody had a good stage presence, so it's been a minute since I've been to one without one. I also haven't been to a lot of concerts. So yeah, I try not to like crowds of people. So
I'm with you on that. I'd be like,
yeah.
It don't feel like it's a crowd when you're in it though.
True.
It's crazy. Like when you're looking at it, it looks bad, but like when you're in it, like up front,
It's fun.
it don't feel like that.
Yeah. I remember like what was that, Jeremy? When we went to go see Kanye for Glow in the Dark, I think. And
Gwinnett?
yeah, Gwinnett.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to see
Rihanna opened up for him, didn't she?
Rihanna and Lupe opened up for him.
We missed Lupe though.
We caught the end of Lupe.
I still missed it. Damn it.
But no,
We've never been up that far.
But I think that like I was surprised like Lupe didn't really have like even through that end part, it was kind of like he didn't have the biggest presence. I was kind of confused at that. And Rihanna had a great stage presence. Of course, Ye shut it down.
You don't have to dancing the whole time.
But that was like one of the earlier concerts that I can think of. Like I'm like, man, I didn't like somebody didn't really do well from a stage perspective. And I've seen a lot of concerts. You know, what
I
I'm
got
saying.
2 people.
Who?
Jaden Smith. When KOD was in town, he opened up.
Yeah.
And he only had that one damn song.
That's J. Cole, you mean? J. Cole?
Yeah, for when he opened up for J. Cole, he only had that one damn.
Icon.
I had Icon, and he had something else. And my God, he played Icon through the ground, and he kept saying, "Atlanta," and we just like, "Shut the fuck up, get off the stage." And it was just like, what are you doing here? We don't want to like, but apparently Will was in Georgia filming some movie. That movie was like two of him, was like a younger version of him.
Gemini.
Nah, he was filming that. So at the time, I didn't do it. Whatever the hell it was, and I paid for it.
Live recording.
But nonetheless, so I was just KOD made up. I mean, J Cole made up for the waste of time that he put in. And then when me and you went to the first One Fest.
Oh, One Music Fest. Oh yeah.
And ASAP Ferg came out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No one stood up for this. And he was trying to control the crowd. Hey man, like I'm from a place where we all we love each other and we support each other. So why don't y'all y'all support me like I support y'all?
Ain't here, bro.
Like nah, my niggas. Like we waiting on Outkast and Andre and everyone else. We fuck even got it for Ice Cube. I mean.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was for that one.
But at the same time, just like it was like
That was my first one.
Oh yeah. And it was like one or two people that got up and tried to vibe with him, and he appreciated those one or two people. But other than that,
But then when he did work, I think people were actually hyped
a little bit.
Yeah, it was a great One Music Fest. Yeah, having Outkast, Dutch Family. That was 16.
Yeah.
Because
It was
15.
16.
Yeah, it was 16 because 15
Yeah.
had Lauryn Hill as the headliner, and I was so mad at Lauren because she was late and everything.
Okay, so on that note, like she didn't have a bad stage presence, but I will tell you the worst concert I've ever been to. Lauryn Hill at Chastain Amphitheater like some years ago. So Chastain has that noise ordinance. So like
Yes.
11:30, shut the fuck down. I forgot who the fuck was opening for her, but Lauren came on at like 11 o'clock. She was supposed to have been there like an hour or two before. And of course, her, I'm just trying to
Gotta get a shot.
you gotta get all that in line. And I think she came out and did like, as she did her sound check and shit, she did like 3 songs. And then the folks was like, all right, 11:30, shut this shit down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that was like the worst one I've ever been to. And then like, as far as we'll talk about the One Music Fest, I will say I was happy I got to see Dolph at the last one. Like, yeah, I was debating because I forgot who else was. I got like the multiple stages, so you gotta like pick who you want to see. Somebody was performing on one stage, and I was like, I'm gonna go see Dolph real quick, and I'm gonna slide back over because there's not a whole bunch of people. And I was glad I able to see him. I'm not like a super big Dolph fan, but like I will say I'm glad I was able to see him because who knows when you're gonna go like that.
Yeah,
So
true.
I am glad I got to see him.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.